Frank, Hayes, and JJ.
Hit it!
It's time for the Frangie Show on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Hey, we welcome you in. Glad you're along for the ride. Oh, it's the eve. That's the breaking news, new drug stuff today. It's the eve. You know, when you wake up tomorrow morning, there's training camp.
Boy, it feels like this off-season sped by to me. I can't explain it because it does feel like that Buffalo loss was, certainly not a couple weeks ago, but I can't believe it's here. It feels like we should have like another month of just speculation with nothing to base it on and
Lists.
no data points at all, no observations.
Oh, it's all about the list.
Yeah, but come tomorrow morning, we don't need to worry about lists anymore.
You'll wake up tomorrow, you'll walk the dog, you'll have your oatmeal and berries, you'll be so excited, you'll get you'll have a little orange, about have that 3/4 full of that orange juice. You don't want to drink it all. You don't want to be too bloated. You'll get up in the car. You'll get in that little car of yours, that little navy blue car. You'll be so happy.
I'm so happy right now.
You'll be grinning just driving in all happy is what you'll be. You'll be heading out to the practice. You'll have your credential around your neck. Yeah. You'll check it to make sure you got it. Make sure you got the right one.
Yeah,
that's your day, isn't it?
It's my day.
It's going to be phenomenal.
Yeah, because now it's like. It's just all fun. For
it's all happy. It's all happy. Okay. As we say every year, maybe more realistic this year than others. From tomorrow till the parade,
I think it's going to be an extraordinary year.
I do too.
So I'm really excited. I would be excited even if the expectations weren't incredibly high, just because I get excited with football in general coming back. But I think that this is one that if you're a young reporter out there, write 200 words every day that you go out there, and at the end of February, you might have a heck of a book on your hands.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it feels like that kind of year where it might be a historical year for the Jaguars. And I'm not going to do it. Yeah. So if somebody else wants to do it, go ahead.
Absolutely. You know what? I respect both of those. Yeah. The idea and the statement that you're not interested. So, hey, all kinds of things to get
write the foreword.
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly.
A lot of things to get to today. Today, we're going to do our pre-camp primer. Everyone's got their 53s out there and there. So we're going to go by every position, every room, okay, and what we think is going to happen with all the people in the room of note. In other words, quarterback, we're going to talk about whether Carter Bradley or Joey Aguilar makes the practice squad. We're going to go through everyone. So we're going to go. That's how we're going to start the show today. It's going to be a primer going right through the roster, what we expect to happen in camp. There's always some guys added and on new guys, old guys. We're going to go right through camps. We'll certainly get to that. Come on, up to the end of the program. I got all kind of fun stuff we're going to get to today. The Fox had an interesting list. Just speaking of lists, JJ, it had a list of quarterbacks on the hot seat. I don't know if you saw this story or not. Quarterbacks on the hot seat.
NFL or college?
Yeah, NFL. And we obviously talked about a bunch of the unsettled situations yesterday. We talked about the Vikings and the Cardinals. We got to some of those, and there's some obvious quarterbacks on the hot seat. Jalen Hurts obviously is on the hot seat. Bryce Young is on. It had C.J. Stroud really high on that list.
I think he has to be. I almost would have put him one.
That's what makes this an interesting topic to me. C.J. Stroud, who came into the league looking like the next Joe Montana as a rookie, and it really has changed. And again, I'll be the one that's dead wrong. I've told this story many times on this show and other places that his senior year, his final year, I don't remember if it was a senior or junior, his final year, I did that Ohio State Maryland game. I told you about this. I had a week off and I wanted to do a college game, so I did a college game on Touchdown Radio, and it was Ohio State Maryland, and Maryland had Talia Tagovailoa, to his younger brother, who was good in college, and Ohio State had C.J. Stroud, and I mean, it was like 35-31. They went back and forth, and I remember telling you, boy, is this guy good. And this guy's better than all of them. This guy, seeing him in person, seeing his touch, seeing the way he sees the field, the ball come out of his hands, the accuracy, the arm strength, this guy is really going to be good. And then when he turned out to be, I felt like the smartest guy in the world this rookie year. Well, maybe not now. I'm still not convinced he's the bad player, but there's been enough struggle since that rookie year for people to ask. I guess that's the question.
Without a doubt. I mean, that's why he's on the hot seat. I mean, look, it's weird to me that people can be accepting that Jalen Hurts is on the quarterback hot seat, but then defend C.J. Stroud. Jalen Hurts is 18 months removed from winning a Super Bowl by 30 points. So, I mean, yeah, he didn't have a great year last year. And this could be it for Jalen Hurts. I think it's fair to question it, but it's amazing to me how C.J. Stroud hasn't done anything in 2 years and still gets a free pass. Like all these people picking the Texans to win the division. Well, you obviously must think that C.J. Stroud is going to have a top 10 season. I get that they have a great defense, but you still have to have some degree of quarterback play. And, particularly now it is just loaded at that position across the league outside of just a few spots. So I don't get it. I think C.J. Stroud should be first on that list. He should definitely be ahead of Jalen Hurts.
Definitely on the list. And he is ahead of Jalen. He's second on the list of Bryce Young. So he was high. He was high on the list.
Yeah, and even Bryce Young. They at least made the playoffs last year, kind of out of nowhere. So we'll see. But he would definitely need to be on the list. And a lot of that's their contract situation, obviously, with Young and with Stroud. They've got massive financial implications ahead of them.
All right, so a lot of things to get to today on the program. We're certainly going to. The Protect College Sports Act is getting closer. We'll certainly talk about that a little bit. Vita Vea available? Any interest?
Not for me. I say that. Not for probably what Tampa is looking to get, but I'm not giving up premium capital for a 31-year-old, 370-pound guy. He was a great player. And he has been. But, I'd be worried about wear and tear at that size with him being 31. He's a run stuffer.
That's the thing. He plays the same position as Devon Hamilton.
Yeah, so
that's a different position than the other defense.
He gives them a little bit of a boost in terms of interior pass rush. When you look at him, he's got 35 career sacks in 8 seasons, but he's been a little bit better in the last 3 or 4 with that. But I'm talking like 6.5 sacks, 7 sacks, somewhere in there. But no, unless it was like a third round, something like that. But I think they've got room to make one big deal. And I would wait if I were the Jaguars. I would wait until right up against the trade deadline because because of cap reasons, because of draft ammunition, I think they've got one big move they can make. I would make that move at the deadline when I have a clear idea of what injuries have done to my team going into the trade deadline in November.
Yeah, and I don't get the sense whether they make a move, whether they wait that long or not, whatever they do or don't do, you don't get the sense that there's something brewing. You don't get the sense that, okay, they may do this, they may do this. We'll certainly talk about.
I was surprised he was 31. I thought Vea was still maybe like 28.
Yeah, I did too.
But 31, when you carry that much weight, I'd be surprised if that body's got much more.
And again, he plays the same exact position, same style of play as Devon Hamilton, who's A, younger, but B, he's kind of settled in. He's a pretty good player. He was pretty good last year.
They led the NFL in run defense.
Yeah, which is his job.
That's his primary job.
So we still got a lot of things we'll get to. We'll talk a little bit about the trade deadline, the baseball trade deadline, JJ, a little bit later on. You were one step ahead of me yesterday, but I was going to say this and before you got to it, but it does look like there's 28 teams that are going to get Tarek Skubal. Okay. Also, everyone's getting him. They're all.
Yeah, we had Taylor Dahl before the show yesterday talking about how the Cubs are rumored to get him. I'm like, I've heard that about the Braves ad nauseum.
They're all getting, and the ones that don't get him are all getting Mason Miller. Okay. If you see,
the closer for San Diego.
Yeah, they're all getting. And why? Mason Miller, by the way, is like really. You have to follow. Like really good. Like. He's 27 of 27 in save opportunities, and he's sub 1. His ERA is 0.82. So wait, we'll get some baseball talk.
Throws hard too.
Throws really hard. Really
doesn't throw balls. Doesn't walk anybody. Easily the best closer in baseball.
Yes. So we got a lot of things to talk about today on the program, but we're going to start with our primer. We're going to go through the positions, what to watch. I hope you're going out to training camp. As Hayes said yesterday during headlines, you can still get tickets out there. You do have to sign up. Doesn't cost anything. They just want you to go ahead and get your tickets in advance. It's going to be warm. It's going to be beautiful. It's in the morning, though, before it's too hot. It doesn't look like there's any rain. Tomorrow will be day one of what could be a really fun little run. A fun run through training camp, a fun run through practice. It's going to be a special Jaguar season. I think we're all kind of excited about it. So we'll start by doing our primer. That's what we'll do most of the show today. We'll touch on some other topics. Kyle Shanahan certainly spoke about his accident, which was apparently really bad, and he was very, very candid about it. He told us an interesting story. He said, I wasn't looking at my phone, but I dropped my phone. And I looked at who hasn't done that. Who hasn't dropped your phone and you shouldn't be picking it up while you're driving, but you look down to pick it up. I've done it.
Sure, yeah.
Countless times, so it's a scary story. So a lot of things to talk about. Let's talk some Jaguars football. That's how we'll kick off the program. I do want to thank you for joining us on a Nimnick Tuesday. The Nimnick family dealerships means Nimnick Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue. Nimnick Buick GMC is on Phillips Highway, the best place to get cars, the best people from whom to buy those cars, people in this city that people have trusted to buy cars from for forever. That name is Nimnick. Nobody but Nimnick does it the way they do it. We'll talk some Jaguars football after this.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Feel the roar of the Jaguars.
It's Duval right now, man. DTWD, Duval till we die.
On the home of the Jaguars, 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
Hey, folks, 0% financing is back at Nimnick Chevrolet, but don't expect it to last. This is one of Chevrolet's most popular offers. It doesn't come around very often, but right now, qualified buyers can get 0% financing for 60 months on select Chevy Silverado 1500 trucks and Chevy Equinox SUVs. Plus, of course, the largest selection of new Chevrolets in the region and always the best price guarantee. There's never a better time to buy at Nimnick. Now, don't wait for this offer to disappear. Look, you know the drill. I've been buying my cars from Nimnick forever. I'm proud of that fact. Been doing it since 1982, and I've always been treated right. I don't expect that to change. You will be treated the same way. Trust me on this. Visit NimnickChevy.com or stop by Nimnick Chevrolet today. Remember, the largest inventory, the best prices, 0% financing. Where do you get that? I can tell you. Nobody knows that better than I do. And I can tell you where to get it. Nobody but Nimnick.
This is Hayes Carlion for Harold and Harold. After an accident, everything can feel chaotic and stressful. You're dealing with insurance calls, medical appointments, car repairs, and for most people, it's stressful and unfamiliar territory. That's where Harold and Harold comes in. Their team knows how overwhelming this time can be, and they guide you through every step of the process so you're never left wondering what comes next. If you've been injured and need someone in your corner, call Harold and Harold at 251-1111.
Sent in, and Sporting Jacks breaks through first.
For the latest on Jacksonville's pro soccer teams, join the Sporting Jacks Coaches Show, presented by Honda of the Avenues, every Tuesday night at 6 on 1010 AM and 1010XL.com.
Florida sun, hurricane winds, driving rain. Your roof takes a daily beating. That's why Endless Summer Roofing installs fortified roofs. Engineered for Florida with superior wind protection and impact resistance. Better yet, a fortified roof may even qualify you for insurance discounts. A stronger roof and potentially lower insurance bills? That's a win-win. Endless Summer Roofing. Built, fortified, built for Florida. Visit EndlessSummerRoofing.com.
Nothing says all-American like a great meal and a great deal. MyGate Rewards members. Grab any roller grill favorite, Lay's brand chips, and an ice-cold Pepsi or Gatorade, all for just $5.50. The all-American meal deal only at Gate. See store for details.
Looking for ways to save on your JEA bill? We're on it. When it comes to your utilities, the less you use, the more you can save. That's why JEA offers ways to help you manage your usage and avoid higher than expected bills. Use our online tools to monitor your usage throughout the month. Schedule a free irrigation or energy efficiency assessment and get personalized tips to save. And with JEA rebates, you can save when upgrading to more efficient equipment. Find more ways to save at JEA.com.
Guys, I got the perfect place to eat after work.
No way, Jose!
It's got the perfect tacos and margaritas.
No way, Jose!
Grab the crew, get your favorite drink, enjoy great Mexican food at the restaurant everybody's talking about.
No way, Jose!
San Jose and Bay Meadows. Tailgaters parking is approaching sellout for this upcoming season. Permanent restrooms, all-day security, and on-site restaurant pavilion. Due to stadium construction, your previous parking may be gone. Log on to tailgatersparking.com today.
Neck pain, back pain, or headache, Shinatri Chiropractic has 4 locations: Westside, 103rd, Riverside, Arlington, and the Beaches. Acupuncture, dry needling, physical therapy. Relief starts today. Shinatri Chiropractic, 743-6700.
Hi, folks. Frank Frangie for the farm at Okefenokee. My wife and I and a bunch of friends just got back from the farm, and we had an incredible experience. We toured the regenerative farm, as well as the beautiful handcrafted cabins, and were treated to a fantastic farm-to-table dinner created by Congreve and Penn. Man, was it good. Well, you can learn more at okefarm.com. That's okefarm.com. And even hear my interview with farm co-founder Doug Davis to learn even more about this amazing property. That's okefarm.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Nimnick Tuesday on The Frangie Show. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941.
I'm proud of the fact that I've been buying my cars there since 1982, whether it's Nimnick Chevrolet on Cats at Nimnick Buick GMC on Phillips Highway. Good people, treat you right. Great American-made cars from Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC. Nimnick is the name to know, I can promise you that. I'm also proud that when it comes to tires, I'm a spokesperson for Big Chief Tire. The big thing of the day is brought to you by Big Chief. 6 locations around town now offering the Extra Mile program, a simple way to say thanks for trusting them with your car. That means $10 off every oil change, free tire rotation and balancing, free tire repairs, air pressure, and a whole lot more. You took your mom's car into Big Chief today?
Yeah, they were great.
They do a wonderful. You went to that Mandarin location.
That's right.
They do a fantastic job. You can find out more about them online at WeKeepJacksRolling.com. The Big Chief big thing of the day. It's camp season, bro. That's what the big thing is today. So we'll talk all about camp, and we will start with the fact that we're going to go through room by room. I'm not going to bury the lead. Let's get right to it. All right. Quarterback's easy. Trevor Lawrence is the starter. Nick Mullins is the backup.
You wouldn't split reps with Trevor and Mullins throughout training camp just to make sure both guys are ready?
Well, Trevor certainly in his past has split reps before, so he would know how to do it. So Trevor is the quarterback.
You got to see what you got.
Cohen with a little bit better handle on how the NFL works than Urban Meyer.
Well, let me just say this, okay? This year, you don't have to do it because you're not playing the Phoenix Cardinals. Okay. So without having to now, since you don't have to prepare for that game, right? So nor do you have to decide what team Joe Mixon plays for too. So I'm sorry. So Trevor Lawrence a starter, Nick Mullins a backup. Carter Bradley and Joey Aguilar both will be vying for a spot on the scout team, scout squad, the travel squad. I will tell you the scout team. I will tell you that I don't believe they'll keep 2. They'll keep 3. I do think Carter Bradley can play in the NFL. Apparently, the word is he's got a very big arm, but he'll be on the practice squad. I would imagine
he's solid.
Yeah.
I would say that it'll be I would think Mullins holds them off.
Yeah.
I do think it's a need next offseason. I think they've got to figure out something a little bit more economical with the number 2, draft a kid in the 3rd or 4th round, something like that. But yeah, for this season, I would think it's Mullins. I would think that I'd be surprised if you see him really get pushed where you start to see Carter Bradley getting second-team reps.
Yeah.
Certainly Aguilar would be a stunner to me.
Yeah. Carter will be the 3rd guy.
That's what I would think.
And he'll be on the practice squad. I would imagine all 3 get plenty of reps in the preseason. I would imagine you don't see Trevor at all.
They shouldn't play Trevor.
You've got, at least right now, the plan is 4 joint practices. You can do as many as 4. That's the league rule. I think the plan is 4. Now, what I'm told is they're definitely going to have the one against New Orleans. They're definitely going to have the one against Carolina. They're planning 2 against Tampa. That could get adjusted. But as we sit here today, the plan is 4. I wouldn't think you see Trevor at all. I mean, literally at all.
I think that's the way they should handle it. We'll see. I mean, there is something to, being under the lights, running out there. But, I mean, everybody is so – I mean, literally, when Trevor's in the huddle, if they have everybody healthy – how many of the other 10 are guys he hasn't played with before?
Correct.
Maybe Rodriguez if he's the running back in there, but he knows everybody that's in there, so I wouldn't take the chance.
So that's how we see that. It's a nice segue to the running back room. Here's my thought on the running back room. It's the one position where I have a little bit of concern, and I've said this many times now, probably ad nauseum, that it's the one spot where there's nobody on the roster that has been RB1 on a football team before. There's been the guy I think Bashil Tootin can have a big year. Boy, Pete Prisco's all in on Bashil Tootin. A lot of people are. I think all the goods are there. If he's healthy, I think he'll put the ball away. That was the thing when he got here. So Tootin is running back 1 in my opinion. I think Rodriguez, if healthy and when healthy, will be he'll be the backup. He'll be running back 2. He'll also be the short yardage guy. They don't have a big physical pounder, and I think he's that. I think LaQuinn Allen will be an outstanding third down back, as he was last year. Great in pass protection, feisty, physical, can catch the ball out of the backfield if need be. I don't think he'll move ahead of Rodriguez as running back 2, in my opinion. Amir Abdullah is a guy that I think will be in the mix. He's a veteran presence. He's a veteran presence in the room. I asked Liam during our interview, is that one of the reasons he's here? He said yes, because he's been around the league a little bit. Keep an eye on Jamari Taylor because he's an undrafted guy they like. Probably a practice squad guy, maybe a guy that when one of the top 3 get hurt could be the guy. But I think it's Tootin. They need Bashil Tootin to have a very good year as the starting running back, and that's how I think that room will play out. And I think we'll see that starting tomorrow from day one.
I would agree. I think Bashil Tootin, that's a stock that I'm buying. I think he's getting ready to have a big second year. Chris Rodriguez, I'm not going to say De'Ami Brown, that kind of a disappointment, but it is interesting. De'Ami Brown was probably more accomplished as a receiver in Washington when he came to Jacksonville.
Yeah, but nobody thought he was going to be any good, JJ. Nobody had any high hopes.
And I'm sorry to mention De'Ami Brown back-to-back shows.
Yeah, nobody had high hopes for him. Who would have expected that? But please continue.
But I kind of see it with Chris Rodriguez. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he does get over time. I don't think it'll happen immediately, but I think Tootin's going to be way better than Rodriguez. And I get it that they liked Rodriguez because he was familiar with Liam Cohen from his time at Kentucky. Well, we can go back 25 years to Steve Spurrier being an NFL coach and having whoever his GM was at the time sign a bunch of Florida Gators that Spurrier loved. And then they got to Washington and Spurrier realized, hey, these guys that were great in the swamp are terrible on Sunday, because it's just a totally different league. Now, again, I'm not suggesting that Liam Cohen, I think he's got way more of an NFL savvy than Steve Spurrier did. But my point is, I don't think knowing the system, when you haven't really done much in the league, I get it, he's got a good yards per carry, but I just think if Washington had something special there, they would have unleashed it, and they never could. So I think it'll be like De'Ami Brown, where where Chris Rodriguez is now. My guess is that stock will just plummet by the time we get into week 5, week 6, assuming Tootin stays healthy. And part of the reason for this, I think LaQuinn Allen is more than just a third down back.
Well, that's a big question.
I would if I was Liam Cohen, I would really try to implement LaQuinn Allen, particularly early in camp when you can do a little bit more experimentation before you start really locking in on Cleveland. I think LaQuinn Allen can do it all, potentially. And I'd like to see that. I could see Tootin becoming the clear one, and I could see, to your point, LaQuinn Allen becoming the second most valuable back, and then Rodriguez is almost in that DJ Dallas role where he gets a couple of carries a game, but nothing extraordinary.
The one, I hear you. I'm not sure. We'll see if LaQuinn can do that. Certainly, he rushed for a lot of yards. He had 2 900-yard seasons as a collegian. Bashil Tootin is listed at 201 or 209. Allen's listed at 201. Rodriguez is bigger. They list him at 224. I think he's actually bigger than that. So that is the one slammer. So, but we'll see what happens. But we have a pretty good. That's the room. There is some uncertainty because no one's had to do it before. So we'll see. The wide receiver room is just fantastic. Jacoby Myers, Parker Washington, and I do think Brian Thomas Jr. has a bounce back season. We saw it a little bit in minicamp and OTAs. I think that 3 is one of the better trios in the league. I believe that, particularly if they all do what they do well. I do think it gets interesting after that. I think Travis Hunter is going to play some offense. I don't know how much. Josh Cameron is a big, physical, broad-shouldered guy that I'm not convinced he's the punt returner. I think Parker Washington's the punt returner, but I certainly think he's the backup punt returner.
Does that bother you though? If Parker to have a really key player returning punts?
No, because I can remember when Antonio Brown first started emerging for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He was their primary punt returner and their best receiver. They had Mike Wallace too, but he kind of went back past him. And it doesn't bother me at all. I'm not someone that thinks, hey, he's going to be an important receiver. Don't let him. I don't think that. So I'm okay with that. We'll see. We'll see how they feel about that. But I think Josh Cameron's on the team. I think C.J. Williams is on the team. He looks way he looks far more experienced beyond his years to me. He looks like if you watched him, and I know you did, watch him run routes, I know it was on air, but he's a smooth route runner. He looks like a guy that played 5 years of college football.
Polished.
Very, very polished. So I think he's on the team, and then we'll see. Then we'll see who makes the better. But that the wide receiver room is pretty easy to predict, I would say.
I would think so too, because I mean, again, how many times do you need to see Tim Jones? Yeah. I mean, like, aren't we beyond Tim Jones?
I think
at this point. Yeah. Austin Trammell, to his credit, really has, he pretty sure-handed. But it seems like he's been here for a while now. If there was something there that you just couldn't live without, it seems like you would have unearthed it by now.
Austin Trammell is a good 5th or 6th receiver when one of your top 5 is not available. You know what I mean? I mean, if all of a sudden C.J. Williams gets hurt or one of your 3 starters twists an ankle, then I see Austin Trammell as a factor. He can catch punts. But it would have to come to that. To your point, it would have to come to that. All right, tight end. Brenton Strange, very good player who's been paid. They drafted Nate Borkacher very high. He's a very physical in-line tight end, I would imagine. Tanner Koziel, who they drafted, also looks like a down-the-field guy. And I wouldn't sleep on Quentin Morris. I think he's going to be on the team. He's 250 pounds. He's physical. I think that for me would spell the end to Hunter Long. They had Johnny Munton here last year. I think it's 4. I think they keep 4. I think it's Strange, Morris, Berkshire, and Koziel. And I think you're going to see all of them based on the circumstance.
There's almost no drama in that room at all because of what you're saying. I mean, obviously, if you were a tight end last year on this roster, not named Brenton Strange or Quentin Morris, you're probably in trouble because of the investment that they put in the tight end position in the draft. So, yeah, and you're not going to keep more than 4. So, yeah, I think that one's pretty cut and dry as long as Brenton and Borkircher and Koziel stay healthy and Morris. I think that one is – I think there's no drama there.
And I don't think you see Brenton much in the preseason, so you'll get a good look at the rookies, I would imagine, in these first 3 games. The offensive line, I'm going to do what I did yesterday. I'll go through it. When Cole Van Lanen is healthy, and he's not, he's on the PUP list, but when he's the left tackle, and then I think obviously you have Cleveland and Hainsey and McCary in the middle, Anton Harrison at right tackle. That's how you'll start. The backups are better than we've ever seen around here. Walker Little, the backup left tackle, when everybody's healthy, I believe. And then the 3 young players, Pregnon, who they drafted this year, Monheim and Milam, who came in last year, and of course Chuma Edoga, who they went to Dallas and get. That's 10 pretty good players. So here's the question. Who's the odd man out? Usually teams will they could carry 10. They usually carry 9 and dress 8. That's kind of the standard in the NFL. Are all 10 on the football team?
It'd be hard for me to cut one of them right now. When Van Lanen is back, I think, can you move off of Edoga at that point? Probably. Or do you trade Walker Little if there's a market and have Edoga be your swing tackle? But we've talked a lot about this. They don't get enough credit for how fortified the offensive line is from a potential solutions perspective. I'm not trying to say that they've got 3 all-pro offensive linemen. I'm not trying, their starting 5 is still probably a fairly average group. But what I like about the build is I don't see it dropping to below average or calamity because they've done such a good job of drafting and adding pieces. I mean, honestly, I'm not sure if you had an offensive line, and this is a little bit, I think Pregnon's going to be pretty good, and I think Milam is going to be decent. So if you had Walker Little, Pregnon, Monheim, Milam, and Edoga, I'm not sure that's the worst offensive line in the league.
I agree.
Which is shot. I mean, I think it's better. A lot of times I'll throw out that's an expansion level. I don't know that this is, and so the fact that they have that many quality candidates, either in terms of where they drafted them or what they've done in the league, they're in fantastic shape. I mean, you can tell the scar tissue that James Gladstone and Liam Cohen have from that debacle that they had in the season with the Rams when they had whatever it was, 14 different offensive line combinations, and basically Liam said, we were sunk. We had no choice. We had no chance to succeed. They have done a marvelous job fortifying that line.
Having said all that, that's the offense. What could go wrong with that offensive grouping, and what do you expect in camp? So for me, again, running back, I want to see Tootin emerge. I think he's going to, but that's the spot you haven't had a guy. I do think those first 3 receivers are really good. If any of them get hurt, you get really young fast. Whether it's Travis Hunter or Josh Cameron or C.J. Williams, the minute and I think that may have, they brought Zay Jones in for a visit. That might have had something to do with that. If Myers, Washington, or BTJ go down, boy, you just got young. I'm not saying you got untalented, but you got young fast. The offensive line, I feel there's some depth. I think the guys you'll see in the preseason are Nick Mullins and the other 2 quarterbacks. I think you'll see Tootin a little bit in the preseason, but not very much. The 3 receivers,
I mean,
maybe not at all.
I hate to say it, but I mean,
maybe not at all.
This is almost team bubble wrap.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of this where it's like, just get them to week 1. Just get them to week 1. And even if they're not quite maybe where you'd ideally like them to be from a physicality standpoint, it's a long road. It's a 17-game schedule, probably more if you make the tournament. Boy, I'd be tempted to. I know football people hate that, and I'm sure they're cringing at the thought. But I'm with you. With the talent they have, with those, the only thing that can disrupt it is attrition.
So I think those 3 receivers, very little in the preseason. Trevor, not at all in the preseason. I think Tootin's going to play a little bit, but not very much. I think we'll get a few carries. And I think he will play some. I wouldn't play Strange very much. I think the rest of the tight ends play. I think Morris plays, Hunter Long plays, Borkature and Koziel plays. I think you see some of them. The offensive line, we just went through all 10 guys. The veteran guys don't have to play very much.
Yeah, but I think you could push the offensive line
together.
I think you could go pretty hard there because of the wonderful depth. I mean, they will have to have probably 3 injuries along that offensive line before you're hitting the panic button.
Right. All right. So that's what we're going to look at. That's the offense, our expectations of how the room will play out, which guys will be on the team, how much they'll play in the preseason. That's our primer on the offense. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll do the same thing on the defense on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
Dickin here. See clearly with the Eye Associates and trusted optometrists Zachary Boskool and Alice LaFlamme. From comprehensive eye exams, dry eye care, glaucoma management, diabetic eye care, and more, Dr. Boskool and Dr. LaFlamme are dedicated to protecting your vision. Immediate availability at all 5 Jacksonville locations. Schedule today with Dr. Boskool and Dr. LaFlamme by calling the Eye Associates, formerly Bowden Associates, Schneider Eye and Wellness Center, and Janet Betchkel, MD at 296-0098.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. But when it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
After attending a Saturday Bumps and Bruises clinic by Southeast orthopedic specialists, my son's hip and shoulder issues were diagnosed quickly, and he's back playing. As a busy family, we really appreciate their prompt attention.
I've been having knee problems for probably 6 months, and I had heard about Southeast Orthopedics on the radio, and I gave them a call. They got me right in. Dr. Kevin Murphy did it. It was painless, and it's been doing fantastic.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Hunting season in Northeast Florida is just around the corner, and Green Acres Sporting Goods has been serving Jacksonville hunters for over 55 years. And right now, you can lock in a summer deal on an AR-style 12-gauge shotgun for just $299. And while you're there, check out the largest archery pro shop in Northeast Florida and test shoot the newest bows by Hoyt and Matthews. Shop today at Green Acres Sporting Goods.
Hey, it's Greg from 1010XL, and now that football season's finally here, maybe it's time for a fresh start for more than just your favorite team. 11 weeks ago, I started the Awaken 180 weight loss program, and today I'm down 43 pounds. That's almost 4 pounds a week. No injections, no meds, no supplements, just real food, a simple plan, and a dedicated coach who keeps me accountable by phone each week. Honestly, Awaken 180's changed my life, my clothes, my family. We're all making better food choices together. I regret waiting years to do this because I always had another excuse. So here's my challenge to the 1010XL listeners. Kick off this football season by investing in yourself. You've got a team behind you at Awaken 180, and if I can lose 43 pounds in 11 weeks, imagine where you could be by the holidays. Don't wait until next year or next month. Schedule your consultation call now at awaken180weightloss.com.
When your home or business deserves more than ordinary glass, you trust the experts. Capital Glass and Shower Doors has been elevating spaces for over 40 years with precision, craftsmanship, and clean, modern design. From sleek frameless shower enclosures to elegant glass railings, wine cabinets, and any custom glass that makes a statement, Capital Glass delivers unmatched quality, service, and attention to detail. Your vision, their expertise. Capital Glass and Shower Doors at capcoglass.com.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
It's a Nimnick Tuesday on the Frangie Show. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941.
Been my cars there since 82, and they really showed me how to buy cars, and they still, anytime you buy a car there, you'll really like the salespeople. They stay with you after the sale. Both locations, too. The Buick GMC store on Phillips Highway, and, of course, the Chevrolet store on Cassett Avenue. They'll stay with you. They're just good folks. Billy's a good dude, and his brother Lee, and Lauren Nimnick, who runs, Lauren Nimnick Dozier, who runs a lot of their marketing operation. It's a really good group. It's a real Edward. It's a nice family, a lot of good people. A lot of those Nimnicks still work there. I can promise you that, and they make it work, and they run the joint. So head to Nimnick today. You'll be glad you did. Let's get to the defensive side of the ball. Let's start with the defensive front again. We are doing our primer. We're going through every room, who makes the team, who doesn't, how much they play in the preseason, what our expectations are. The defensive line part of it's pretty easy. Josh Hines, Allen, and Trayvon Walker are going to be the edges, as you know. Eric Armstead will start at the 3 technique. Devon Hamilton will begin as the nose tackle. I don't think there's much argument about that. Matt Dickerson will compete at that 3 technique spot. I think he's a good run defender. He's been around a little bit. Not a great pass rusher. I'm interested in what Albert Regis becomes. I really am. There's a handful of other defensive tackles we'll get to. And then I think there's really a handful of guys that are going to fight for that edge thing. Danny Strigo is back. B.J. Green is back. The 2 draft picks they drafted are certainly going to get in play there in some capacity. Dennis Gardeck is going to go out there and nickel. So there's a lot of guys there. That's how I think this whole thing's going to start. I don't know that you see much of Josh Hines, Allen, or Trayvon in the preseason. We keep saying the same thing over and over, but I don't know that those first 4 guys. Remember, Eric Armstead didn't play at all. Until the season came around. Those first 4 guys, I would probably protect them.
Honestly, obviously, Trevor's first, but it'd be hard to get me to move off of Josh Hines, Allen, and Trayvon Walker aren't 2nd and 3rd on the list of guys they just can't lose.
Yeah, hard to argue.
Because of the depth. I mean, it's the talent of that player, but it's also the depth behind him, and it's almost the complete opposite of the offensive line in terms of the depth along the defensive line. It just really doesn't exist. So now guys could develop and have great camps and go on to have great careers. But in terms of, again, what I would base it on, like Regis, I'll give a little bit of a benefit to because they took him in the 3rd round. But there just isn't much there in terms of, resources that have been allocated. Again, doesn't mean the player can't have a great career, but it's just a very low probability when you enter the league is an undrafted free agent like Strigow and Green, and now in your 2nd year, you're probably the top two backups. So yeah, I would say, I would definitely want to take it easy with Hines Allen and Walker throughout.
Any surprises? Are we looking for a surprise guy that can emerge? I mean, Matt Dickerson was a surprise guy. Strigo and Green last year, one of the rookies, maybe one of the rookie edge guys. What's your expectation there?
If I had to guess, I would say Wesley Williams probably has the best chance, just because it seems like, from his kind of what he was able to do in college, he has to have some really high level instincts to block as many kicks as he did,
right?
And athletically, to go in the fourth round, so probably has some good bend to him. So I would think if somebody emerges from the group of unprovens, I think the chalk would be Wesley Williams, and I'll go with the chalk on this one.
Yeah, Williams and Durfee, the other edge that they drafted, will be very interesting. Durfee's long; he's 6'5". 260 pounds, so it'll be interesting to see what they do there. Linebacker's pretty simple. Foye Oluokun, I wouldn't play in one snap in the preseason. He might be the most reliable football player on your team. Dennis Gardeck will be the strong side linebacker, at least to start the season. I don't think he's going to. I don't think there's a lot of guys that are going to push him. I will say this: I do find myself intrigued a little bit with Jalen McLeod. Remember, he's been hurt. Those draft guys all got hurt last year. So I think that Yasir Abdullah, you keep waiting to see if he's a guy that can play that strong side linebacker spot. He's still here. Can he push Gardeck? But my guess is Gardeck wins that job. And then the interesting one is weak side linebacker. Here's conventional thinking. Ventrell Miller is your thumper. He's your will linebacker on 3rd and 2. Branson Combs runs better. He's more athletic. He plays in space. He's your weak side linebacker on 3rd and 11. The question is who's there in 1st and 10 when the whole playbook's open, and I think that's what they're going to try and determine. But I think both Miller, Combs, Jack Kaiser, I think they play a good deal in the preseason because they're trying to win a job.
Can you remember a Jaguars camp where there literally is only like one spot open? In terms where I would say I'd give Ventrell maybe 51%.
That's right
of the conf, but it's a coin flip.
There's not very many.
There's not a lot of coin flips going into this training camp.
Right.
There's guys that Milam or Pregnon that could rise up and take a job.
But your point's right.
But in terms of honestly not really having a good idea for
I agree
it.
With that.
It speaks to the quality of this roster. But yeah, I would think it's Ventrell, but I also think that's again, this is a different conversation. But that to me strikes as when they come back from New Orleans after the first preseason game, do they then look outside the organization for that starter?
That could be.
I think these guys have about 2 weeks to show what they can do. And if the development isn't there, I think here comes the veteran.
Finally, the secondary. You would think when the season starts, certainly Monteric Brown's going to start. They paid him. Travis Hunter, you think, though, all the conventional thinking is that he's the other corner. Lewis looks like Jordan Lewis is healthy. He's going to be the nickel. Christian Braswell, you think, is the 5th corner. Jabbar Muhammad, Jarian Jones, obviously. I shouldn't say Jarian Jones is the 4th corner. You think Christian Braswell's the 5th. Muhammad is battled for that. The good thing is you don't get to a position battle till you're well down the depth chart, which is kind of the good thing.
Yeah, I think at corner they're pretty well positioned for success. I think Travis Hunter is going to have an extraordinary season. Monteric Brown has certainly proven that he's a great fit for what they want to do defensively with Campanile. I think Jarian's played good football for still being a relatively young player. Braswell has shown some toughness, and Jordan Lewis is a star.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a star before the injury.
Good leader, good presence, and a really good player.
I think some of Jordan Lewis's stardom has been forgotten about. He was playing at an incredible level.
Yeah, great point.
Prior to his injury. And again, it wasn't like it was a torn Achilles or torn ACL. I mean, it was a significant injury, but you'd like to think that, he's going to make a full recovery. So I really like how it stacks up at corner for the Jaguars.
And the safeties, Antonio Johnson had a very good year last year with those 5 picks. He's playing. He's in a contract year. Eric Murray is the veteran. I think those are your 2 starters. It is interesting to see what they have in Caleb Ransaw. There's a guy they drafted very high last year. It's a guy they really like. It'll be very interesting to see if he's as good as advertised or as good as they hope. Then maybe you see an awful lot of that 6 defensive back, 3 safety look, because I think you will see some of that. It's clear Campanile likes that. So I think you see that. But I think that's the same. Rayon Lane, I still think, is more of a special teams player. So I think it's Murray and Johnson start. Ransaw, they all have to play some, though, I think, in this preseason. Maybe not Eric Murray, but I think everybody else plays some of the preseason so you can kind of see where they align.
I'm really excited to see Jalen Husky, the 3rd-round pick from this class. And so, again, hinting at something here that we're not used to seeing with Jaguar rosters. They have 2 third-round safeties just taken in the last 2 years. They aren't going to start.
Right.
Like, unless they're amazing.
Right.
Aren't going to start because Eric Murray is a very established, sound veteran, great communicator. They need that presence back there. You mentioned Antonio Johnson, the incredible playmaking that he displayed last year. He certainly should be very hungry with a potential big payday coming up in mid-March. So you love the starters at safety. But, I mean, Ransaw and Husky, these are quality prospects.
Yeah.
And so it'll be fun to watch them develop. I would agree that Lane's probably more of just a special teams ace.
And a very good one. So in the preseason, as we wrap this primer, if you will, you're going to see Mullins, Bradley, and Aguilar all play quarterback. Offense, I think you'll see all the running backs, but I don't think you'll see Tootin very much, but I think they'll all play. I would not play the 3 receivers. You and I kind of are in agreement on that. And you do have some young guys. You want to see what they've got. The tight ends, I wouldn't play Brenton Strange. I think the other ones all play. The offensive line, it'll be interesting to see what they do. You like to play your group together, but I don't think a whole lot of that. Defensively, I wouldn't think you see Josh Hines, Allen, and Trayvon Walker much. And by the way, you're going to see them all in the joint practices, or we will.
Right.
If you go to the practice.
Yeah, we're not suggesting they don't practice for a month and then welcome in the Browns, but just be conservative with the reps.
You will see the young line. I think Ventrell, Combs, Kaiser have to play, like McLeod, or have to play. I think they have to play a lot of football. I think you have to see a lot of those guys. And even in the secondary, I don't know that you'll see a lot of Buster Brown, Jordan Lewis, Eric Murray, but the rest of them are going to play. And that includes Travis Hunter. So that's your primer. It's going to be fun. We'll take a break, do headlines after this.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Let the excitement of the game take you away.
Flyers back on top of the college basketball world championship madness.
Your home for play-by-play is 1010XL.
It's a great day to be a Gator.
America's turning 250, and Superior Fence and Rail is celebrating in true red, white, and blue style. For a limited time, save $250 on your new fence. Give your home the freedom, security, and curb appeal it deserves. Celebrate America with a fence built to last. Offer valid on new contracts for 100 linear feet or more. Cannot be combined with other offers.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
This is Frank Frangie. Planning a summer road trip? Before you load up the family and hit the highway, make sure your tires are ready for the miles ahead. Big Chief Tire now offers special online-only tire pricing, giving you access to the best tire deals when you shop through their website. It's an easy way to save money and drive with confidence this summer. Shop online and schedule installation at WeKeepJacksRollin.com. Your next road trip starts with the right tires.
Get hit by the man in the back, Tommy Mack.
I'm bringing you straight to the gridiron to show you what it's like to put on the Jags helmet and pads.
Fridays on Jaguars Today. Unlocked by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
It's summertime, and Aleve is here to keep you on the go. Whether it's planes, trains, or automobiles, Aleve's got your back. With up to 12 hours of back pain relief with just one dose, you'll get to your destination and be ready for your next adventure. So pack your sunscreen, your shades, and your Aleve. No matter where your final stop, Aleve will keep you moving. From sun up to sundown, Aleve's got your back this summer. Feel Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
You trusted a medical professional with your care. When that trust is broken, the results can be devastating. Medical error can leave patients and families facing unanswered questions and lifelong challenges. Founded in Jacksonville, Edwards & Raggets helps you understand and protect your legal rights after medical negligence. No fees unless you recover damages. We're here to help. Call 904-INJURED or visit 904injured.com.
Edwards & Raggets, offices Jacksonville.
Summertime is here, and that means it's grilling season. Now, before you overpay at the big box stores, make a stop at Houston's Meat Company on Main Street in Jacksonville. For more than 50 years, Houston's has been Jacksonville's local butcher shop, serving up quality meats, incredible prices, and the kind of service you just can't find at the grocery chain. Steaks, burgers, chicken, ribs, whatever's on the grill this weekend, Houston's has you covered. Shop local, grill better. Follow Houston's Meats on social for updated weekly specials.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Instant Keys saves the day if you have lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call 722-1111.
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Bueller.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, pal, what's the matter? I came right over.
It's my water, Jason. Smell this.
Yeesh.
That came out of my tap, Jason. I'm worried there's a lot more in there than just H and 2 and O.
Well, yeah. In Jacksonville, we have some of the hardest water in Florida. There's calcium carbonate in there and magnesium sulfate and...
I'm sorry, calcium... what now?
It's the same stuff that makes those cool stalactites in caves.
Well, it's making my shower all powdery, my tap's all crusty, and caves make me claustrophobic.
Put on these sunglasses.
Whoa.
Call Bueller Air & Plumbing. And our water treatment experts will do a free water quality test. We'll check for minerals, bacteria, anything that might make your water smelly or damage your plumbing or appliances.
And if it's bad, you can fix it?
Your glasses will come out cleaner, your shampoo will lather better.
I like a good lather, Jason.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round.
It's Hayes' Headlines, presented by Harrell and Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hayes Carline.
Welcome back to the Frangie Show. We've got Frangie, and JJ LaSelva. I am Hayes Carline. Thank you to our friends at Harrell and Harrell. Give them a call at 251-1111. They will take great care of you. Hopefully you don't get hurt, but we know that happens in life. Harrell and Harrell, that's who you need to put your trust into. 251-1111. Frank, let's start with the Jaguars. Our good buddy Ryan O'Halloran, columnist of the Times-Union, wrote a great column on Liam Cohen. It sort of addressed numerous issues. The one that caught my eye is Liam was pretty forthcoming about Cole Van Lanen and made it sound like his status is certainly in question for week 1 against the Cleveland Browns. Again, you can read Ryan's column on Jacksonville.com.
I would think, and I don't know this, I don't want to misrepresent this as inside information. It is not. It's me reading the tea leaves and taking in all the media stuff, including Ryan's, and then a few conversations I've had with folks, that I would think they didn't expect this to go this long. I don't think if you'd have asked anybody in that building in March or April, did they think Cole would start on the PUP list, they would have said absolutely not. So I don't know where it lands, Hayes, but I would think there's a little bit of surprise that it hasn't come along faster. Is that fair? I think there's some surprise in the bill.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, the Jaguars having open practices starting tomorrow, 10 in total. Again, just go to Jaguars.com. You can register there. It's free, and have a great opportunity to see some fantastic NFL content.
Yeah, it really will be. And I hope people go out there. I really do. I hope people really go out there. I hope people watch it. I hope people, I mean that very sincerely. This could be a special year. You don't get many chances. You get 2 or 3 weeks to go do this.
Right.
Is it 10 practices? I think fans
10
can
that
go
are
to.
open, yeah.
Yeah.
And you want it to
practice.
be, you want it to feel like there's some juice. I mean,
Right.
that's something that, certainly resonates when it's packed in there at the Miller Electric Center. So, yeah, hopefully it'll be a great fan turnout throughout. The Jaguars have made a roster move today, signing journeyman cornerback Corey Ballantyne. He has started 11 games in his 7-year career. Cornerback Dane Jackson was placed on the reserve retired list. So, again, we're just pretty much throwing this out there. This guy might be here 3 days.
Right.
But they have made a corner addition today.
Yeah, I think you said it. I think because Christian Braswell has been more than serviceable, and because Jabbar Muhammad really had a really good offseason, I wouldn't think any other names or anything other than training camp numbers. That'd be my guess.
Let's get to around the NFL. Star defensive tackle Vita Vea requests a trade out of Tampa Bay. The 31-year-old Vea is a 2-time Pro Bowl selection for his run-stuffing ability. He also has 35 career sacks in 8 seasons. What do you make of this?
2 things. Number one, that thing's cracking a little bit down there now.
Yeah.
It's cracking. The Mayfield deal doesn't look like it's getting done.
Yep.
The Vita Vea thing. There's a lot I can tell you just from inside stuff that I know a little bit about that it's cracking a little bit. As for Vea himself, I don't think he fits here. I think he plays the same position as Devon Hamilton. And he's 31 years old. He's a good player. And a really good team that's a run stuffer away would like to have him, but at what cost? So, I'll keep it. We'll all keep an eye on that one.
You mentioned Baker Mayfield. He appears headed to a divorce from the Bucs as well after this season. Extension talks have stopped as the Bucs have reported to camp, and Mayfield will now be a free agent in March unless he gets franchised.
That one's really weird. Baker Mayfield, first overall pick, couldn't find his way through Carolina and all these other stops, and then looked like he found his home. And I give Liam Cohen a lot of credit for that. Liam and I have had that conversation on and off air. I don't think he's going to be there. They are really apart. There's now some, obviously it's become contentious. Baker's a good player. I've always been a Baker Mayfield fan. I thought he'd be a really good pro, and he's been an okay pro. But I don't know that he's good enough that you fight through the contentiousness to find a way. You know what I mean? If Aaron Rodgers is 32 years old and with the Green Bay Packers and already has a ring, if it gets contentious, you fight through the contentiousness to get it done. I don't know that that's the case here.
It may be time for Tampa Bay, honestly, to reset. If the 2027 quarterback class is what it's being billed as one of the best that we've seen in a long time, might be time for Tampa Bay. You've already moved on from Mike Evans, who's an iconic member of that organization. So I agree with you. You could start to see the rebuild coming in Tampa Bay. This was interesting. Eagles standout defensive tackle Jalen Carter, who I was praying would be a Jaguar, gets a 4-year, $152 million extension from Philadelphia with $106 million guaranteed. The 25-year-old Carter has made the last 2 Pro Bowls. Man, I would have loved to have had him.
He's a really good player. He's athletic. He runs like he's an interior guy that runs like an edge, big and physical, and one of those great Georgia players. So good on Philly. They did it right.
Yeah, that's odd to see him being bandied about in trade discussions, and then let's just give him $106 million guaranteed.
He's a good player, though.
I would have done it. Yeah, I wouldn't have let him go. Jamal Adams signs with the Vikings. Blast from the past. He obviously made his bones as a defensive back, but he's been playing linebacker as he gets older in his career.
And they signed him as a linebacker. They made it very clear they're signing Jamal Adams to play linebacker. He evolved in that big safety and that weak side linebacker are kind of the same position a lot in today's football anyway, with all the nickel and dime defense you see. But they made it pretty clear. They're signing him to be a linebacker.
Let's get to college football. Florida State picked to finish 11th in the ACC. 11th.
Yeah.
What dimension have I entered?
Bro, I said this when I saw the story. I said, if you'd have sat around in 1995, circa 95, 96, 94, 93, 97, and I'd have told you that the media days are over in both the SEC and the ACC, and Florida is picked 9th, and FSU is picked 11th, you'd have thought I lost my mind. You would have called and had me commit. You'd have had the straitjacket there. If I'd have told you the day's coming when Florida's 9th and Florida State in the Atlantic Coast Conference is 11th. And again, at least with Florida, you can excuse it because it's the SEC. Florida State 11th in the Atlantic Coast Conference. But I mean, both of them, if you thought about it.
That still puts them ahead of 6 teams, by the way.
Yeah.
That's how many. That's how stupid the ACC has become.
But it really it's bizarre. I said, and by the way, I'm not surprised. It just jar. I said, I saw the look on your face when you read the note. I did the same thing when I read it. I'm not surprised because it's a struggling program right now. But it's still jarring to see it. I think that's your point.
It's remarkable. The Miami Hurricanes obviously were the not unanimous, but very close to being the unanimous number one. Miami received 165 first place votes out of 188. SMU was second. So there you go. But Florida State 11th in the preseason media ACC poll. Hard to believe. Ohio State lands a $17 million annual deal from JP Morgan Chase to put a patch on all Buckeye uniforms. This record held for about an hour.
Yeah.
Until Notre Dame said, that's cute. We're going to get $20 million a year from SoFi.
Yeah, I'm going
to put a SoFi patch on our uniform.
I'm going to talk about that one in the next hour of the program. But it doesn't bother me at all. I mean, people say it bothers if you're worried about the purity of college football now, well, you've been in a cave for about 40 years. And so, hey, good on them. Good on the ones that can do it for doing it. Listen, here's the bottom line. And again, I don't want to get ahead of myself, so I'm going to talk about this next hour. But there is such a need for cash. There's never been the need for cash in the college space than there is now. Everybody always renovates stadiums, so that's a forever thing. Now the NIL needs, they've never needed cash like they do now. We'll talk more about it, but I'm not surprised.
Let's get to Major League Baseball. The Yankees lose all-star outfielder Cody Bellinger for 4 to 6 weeks to a left hamstring strain.
Yeah, he's been playing well, JJ. And it's going to be interesting to see what the Yankees do. That you watch the Yankees, they're obviously good, but I'm not sure they catch the Rays. I kept thinking all along they would. That'll be a very, very interesting race.
And the Red Sox are even good.
And the Red Sox are suddenly good.
I don't expect them to catch them, but it would be a hell of a thing if they did. I think this is not the Yankees' year with injuries. The Judge thing going on has been a huge loss for them. So they started out really hot as one of the contenders to win the World Series, and now I don't even think they're going to win the division.
The Braves got routed last night by the Mets 14-3, but the Marlins snapped their losing skid by beating Philly 8-7.
Came back to beat them.
Yeah, the Braves maintain a 5.5 game lead.
Down 2 in the ninth.
Yeah,
the Marlins having lost 12.
We said they were due.
Back. We did, and they did the Braves a solid last night.
And that will be, and that's going to be an interesting race. And again, if you haven't followed, I credit JJ for this all the time. When the season started and the Braves won 500 games in a row to start the season and had a 70-game lead over everybody, JJ said, "Don't believe it. Philly is going to make a move." They made a move, but then stopped.
They've slowed since the All-Star break. The Braves have been playing well.
Yeah,
and the Phillies have a hard time scoring.
So, which means it's going to be a good race. Yeah. It's going to be a good race down the stretch.
We'll get you out with today's musical note. Prince's movie and album, Purple Rain, the iconic, brilliant movie and film that came out in 1984 is being turned into a Broadway show that will debut in 2027.
All right.
The show will include 20 Prince hits. Opening night is April 12th. The album Purple Rain was #1 on the Billboard chart for 24 weeks. This is When Doves Cry.
Great album, great artist. No question about it. Well done as always.
Thank you.
Hour 2's next. This is 1010XL at 92.5 FM.
You and I engaged in a kiss. The sweat of your body covers me.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Sports for 1,000.
The only sports radio station in Jacksonville worth listening to.
Who is 1010XL?
We have a winner.
Everybody loves what's happening at Beard's Diamonds this month. Up to 40% off store-wide at their annual Christmas and July sale. But you need to hurry. The event ends at the end of the month. Hurry in to see all the amazing deals, up to 40% off, and that includes engagement rings, fashion rings, earrings, bracelets, bands, pendants. This is the annual store-wide sale that everybody loves because you get December prices like Christmas. If you're getting engaged this summer, now's your chance to get a bigger, better quality diamond. Or maybe it's time to treat yourself to a fabulous fashion ring, necklace, or bracelet. Don't forget, Beards is the town center's locally owned diamond superstore. Say hi to the Lupos when you go in. Don't settle for the corporate chain store experience when you get the value, service, and attention you deserve. Don't miss Christmas in July exclusively at Beards Diamonds at the St. John's Town Center. I say shop local, shop Beards Diamonds. Hurry, though, the offer ends at the end of July and will not be extended. Beards Diamonds.
Hey, I'll be home in about 10 minutes. Actually, make it 8.
Hey, Mom. Yep, I'm walking home now. Mom, I'm trying to cross, but I don't think this driver sees me. No, they're driving too fast. Mom!
Speeding catches up with you. Early, on time, a little late, just get there safely. A message from the Florida Department of Transportation's Target Zero initiative.
How do you beat a disguise coverage? Ask the quarterback whisperer, Denny Thompson. He shares his insights Friday mornings on The Drill. Checked by Encore Research Group and George Moore Chevrolet on 1010XL.
Hey, it's Tony from Tony D's New York Pizza. If dinner seems expensive, come grab a pizza that's hot, fresh, and affordable. Feed the whole family without spending a ton. Tony D's New York Pizza. Easy, quick, and always a good call.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
You may not be able to control the air you breathe on the outside, but you certainly can on the inside of your home. Just call Florida Home AC and ask about the Remy Halo. It's the next generation of air quality technology. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC.
Celebrate the month of July with Zero Res and get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $129 and take $75 off air duct cleaning as well. Hick it here. Book online at ZeroResJacksonville.com. Take advantage of the savings.
This is Hayes Carlion for First Florida Credit Union. I went to the branch on 210 to get my car loan and had a fantastic experience. I got a great rate and was in and out. The online banking services are also outstanding. Depositing checks through the mobile app is fast and efficient. First Florida Credit Union was voted Best Credit Union in the Best of Bold City Community Choice Awards for 3 years running, and it's easy to see why. You need to be banking with First Florida Credit Union. They're enriching people every day. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity Lender.
Did you know that the Kuhn Flowers showrooms are filled with gift ideas for the ones you love? This is JJ. From floral arrangements to unique and timely gifts, Kuhn Flowers has been a staple here in Jacksonville for over 75 years. KuhnFlowers.com.
When it comes to orthopedic care, experience matters, and teamwork matters even more. At Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville, our fellowship-trained specialists work together to treat a full range of conditions, from knees and shoulders to spine, sports injuries, and joint replacement. You'll be guided by the right specialist for your needs, with coordinated care and personalized treatment plans designed for better outcomes. Smarter care, faster access, trusted expertise. Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville.
I-9 Sports is year-round. Fun for kids 3 and up. From North Jacksonville to Fleming Island, Neptune Beach to Orange Park, I-9 Sports makes it convenient for you with their 1-day-per-week commitment with practice before the game. It's easy to fit it into your schedule. Log on to i9sports.com and register now for fall and winter. Flag football, hoops, baseball, soccer, volleyball, and multi-sport. There's something for every youngster in North Florida. Fall and winter registration open right now at i9sports.com. Enter 1010 in the promo code for a discount.
I'm Jared Justice with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by the JEA. The Gators have added Greg McMahon as a special teams assistant. McMahon was a special teams coordinator at Tulane from 2023 to 2024 with head coach John Summerall. FSU's Ashton Daniels has been ranked 60th in Sports Illustrated's rankings of all 68 Power 4 quarterbacks. Jags training camp starts tomorrow. The Drill and Jaguars today will be live from training camp each day. It's 97 degrees at 5 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Aaron Plumbing. Make cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
1010 Take.
The 1010 Take is brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter, the best people in town. When you have such needs, duckduckrooter.com is where you go. They're the best at plumbing, septic, and air conditioning. So when you're stuck, call the Duck. That's duckduckrooter.com. You saw the story where Ohio State sold the jersey patch on all 36 of their teams for $17 million. Hayes just told you Notre Dame trumped that shortly after by getting $20 million. Here's the deal. College sports have never needed the money the way they do now. NIL, I mean, you're paying quarterbacks $7-8 million. You're paying Thomas Houck $7 million. This has never happened before. Oh, by the way, everybody's rebuilding stadiums. Everybody's building standalone football facilities. The need for dollars has never been as significant as it is now. There was always a purity in college athletics. They weren't going to sell patches. They weren't going to do what other teams did or other sports did. That's long gone, and I get it. The biggest concern in college athletics, the reason the conferences all combined and we have this silly lack of geography in our conferences, the reason the Protect College Sports Act is out there, because college football went all in financially and college athletics did, and there's never been the need that there is now. I'll go this far. I'll bet you there is not a college athletic program of significance. Now, I'm talking about the big ones. I'm not talking about Dartmouth or Princeton or Rice, okay? I'll bet you there's not a college sports program of significance that's in the black. I'll bet you zero. I'll bet you that number is zero of college sports athletic programs that don't have a debt of significance, and that's the 10-10 take.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, we've had the Georgia president on record saying this is chaos. This was bad 3 years ago, and it's gotten worse. And again, that's coming from a university president who's on top of the world from a football standpoint, which basically puts you on top of the world of collegiate athletics. I think you can make an argument. And again, today's, Ohio State getting $17 million for a patch on their uniforms, Notre Dame getting $20 million a year for a patch on the uniforms. Like, I think you can make the case the college game is more pro football now than the NFL is pro football. Pro football, I can sign a guy to a 4-year contract. I can't do that in college football. I mean,
great point.
You don't see the aggressive marketing in the NFL in terms of uniforms and stuff like that, and on field like you're going to now see in college. And yeah, and until again, we'll see. I don't have a lot of faith that this legislation is going to do a whole lot, but obviously a collective bargaining agreement will. But they're years away from that happening. It is just it's become something that I don't think even the most cynical person could have seen, where this sport and just collegiate athletics in general, where it is gone. It is stunning where the money is gone in college football. And yeah, to your point, any revenue source that these, athletic directors, university presidents can find, they've got to do it because they're bleeding money.
The Jeremy Foley is one of my really good friends. Jeremy, in my opinion, is the greatest athletic director in the history of college athletics. He's the only college athletic director that I can ever think of who ever has or ever will hired a coach that wins a football national title, a basketball national title, or hired coaches who won football titles, basketball titles, baseball titles, softball titles. I don't think the rest of our lives we'll ever see another AD hire someone that gets, maybe not even gets football and basketball. He got baseball and softball too. So the most successful of all time. But he did get beat up a little bit at the end because the facilities became antiquated. And at one point, not anymore, Scott Strickland has fixed that, but not that long ago, 7-8 years ago, Florida's facilities were among the worst in the SEC. And I was with Jeremy eating lunch around that time, a little bit after that. We were in Vermont. He's got a home in Vermont. Suzanne and I were vacationing there, and Jeremy and I just went out to lunch. And we talked about everything, our careers, our lives. And I asked him, I said, Jeremy, I told him what a great job he did. I said, did you ever, what were your thoughts about the facility thing? Because he made the legendary comment, we're not going to get in an arms race. That was the Jeremy, and all the great things Jeremy did. I thought he got beat up a little bit too much for that because I'm kind of biased, but nonetheless, he said, Frankie, when I left Florida, we had our debt service, we were at $80 million. We owed $80 million. He said, and I thought that was reasonable. I almost fell out of my chair that that's reasonable. He said, if you'd have compared us to others, our debt load was less than most significant colleges. He says, now this was, let's say 7 years ago, 6-7 years. He said, now it's $180 million. Now remember, this was 5-6 years ago. It was $180 million. That was their debt then. He did not want it to get that big, and it got. Since then, they've built this state-of-the-art baseball stadium. They've built a football standalone facility. They've renovated the O'Connell Center Exactech Arena. They've renovated their basketball training facility. They've renovated their golf course there. And I mean state-of-the-art. And it's not just, and everybody else has done the same thing. Everybody's done. Can you imagine what the debt is now? I can't.
Ridiculous.
And it's everywhere. It's not.
Sure, it's the cost of doing business.
You have to do it.
You have to do it.
I mean, everybody has to do it. So I wonder if you really looked at the P&L of Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan, if you really looked at the debt the money they owe, the debts, I'll bet it would blow you away.
Well,
all of them.
Imagine a college football program or a college athletics program is very much like a company. Obviously, there's some goodwill. There's the academics, and I understand that, but it's also a business. Imagine any business being told by some other entity, "Oh, by the way, you now need to pay these people $23 million out of your pot,
right?
Not what your boosters give you,
right?
Out of your pot to pay people that you already have here,
right?
I mean, imagine how
and by the
catastrophic,
right? And
that would be,
and compared
to businesses,
compared to that $23 million, that is an increase
every year.
Yeah, that is an increase of $23 million.
Right.
Because in the past, you didn't have to do it.
Didn't have to do it.
It's not like it gradually got there.
Right.
It's just all of a sudden, the rev share, you had to pay it. So it's it's amazing. So as much as I want to beat them up for all the conferences joining and they're all mad at each other, and I get it, you still have to, anybody that's a business owner, I don't care if you got the pizza shop or the dry cleaners or if you're running the University of Florida athletic program, your job is to make it work. Your job is that's your job. Your job, if you own the dry cleaners, to be the best damn dry cleaner out there, to serve the best pizza out there. Well, these athletics departments, that's their job. And by the way, make no mistake about this. There's really only one job: win the games. I listen. I believe you're trying to develop young men and get them ready and women. And get the young people ready for life after college. And I do believe that. I do believe academics matter. I do believe the growth you show as an adult. You learn a lot of experiences in college that matter. I believe that's not BS. I believe that. But make no mistake about this. If you're the AD and your teams are losing, you're going to get fired. If you're the head coach and your team is losing, you're going to get fired. So if keeping the job is part of the job, you got to win, you got to have all this money. So it's astounding to me. So good on Ohio State for putting $17 million patches on their shirt, and Notre Dame for putting $20 million. I think you're going to see it everywhere. I think you're going to.
You'll see 50 of these deals announced in the next probably 3 days.
Because that's probably the two most valuable brands in college athletics. Is that? I mean,
no one's going to surpass it.
No, Texas is probably in the conversation, but I mean, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Texas, Alabama. If it's football, I mean,
right.
There's a handful of the most valuable brands, and I can't imagine that Notre Dame and Ohio State aren't near the very top. So
absolutely,
we'll take a break. More in a moment. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
1010XL takes you inside the program director's office with Dan and Jeff.
I don't think you guys need a pregame pep talk.
The Drill.
I don't think you need me to stand up here and tell you that you have the tools to win.
Mornings on 1010XL.
When you know you have the tools to win.
Tommy Mac here for Duval Glass and Mirror. You don't have to remodel your entire home to make a big impression. Sometimes all it takes is a beautiful frameless shower, a custom cut mirror, or just replacing that fogged, cracked, or outdated glass that's been bothering you for years. Jacksonville homeowners trust Duval Glass and Mirror for expert craftsmanship, honest service, and flawless results. Visit DuvalGlass.com for your free quote today. There's only one name for glass and mirror. It's Duval.
I'm Holt Harrell with Harrell & Harrell. Choosing a law firm after an accident is an important decision. With so many messages, we know it can all sound the same. At Harrell & Harrell, we believe what sets us apart is our commitment to you. We'll help you find doctors to get you better, and we'll work hard to maximize any recovery. Visit our website and look at our reviews to see how we've helped people just like you make this important decision. Harrell & Harrell. Offices, Jacksonville.
Don't miss the Bari Breakdown with Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime Wednesdays around 1:35 for the latest in sports injuries from all the big names in the game. Who's MIA? Who's coming back? Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime Wednesdays at 1:35 on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
When it comes to your home or business, experience matters. That's why every apprentice at Local 234, whether training in plumbing, pipe fitting, welding, or HVAC, must pass a rigorous county licensing exam before graduating. It's just one more way Local 234 ensures the next generation of skilled professionals is ready for the job. Before you hire anyone, ask if the work will be performed by a licensed journeyman. Local 234, make the right connection.
Prosser here. Who are you? Really? 1010XL wants to know. Just by filling out the listener survey on 1010XL.com, you could win Jags tickets to the home opener, Gator football tickets, Jumbo shrimp tickets, and more. All you have to do is tell us more about you. Fill out the 1010 listener survey at 1010XL.com. What kind of vehicles do you drive? Are you a business owner? What part of 1010XL do you like the most? We want to get to know you better so we can serve you better. Go to 1010XL.com, fill out the survey, and you could be a winner.
I'm Matt Lennon with AB Signs. Every day, your company vehicle is on the road. Is it bringing you customers? I turn trucks, trailers, and storefronts into powerful advertising. Make your business impossible to miss with AB Signs.
Jaguars fans, grab your passport. Open and fund a new Everbank Performance account for your chance to win the Everbank London Getaway Experience. One winner gets round-trip airfare for two, 4 nights hotel, and 2 tickets to the Jags game in London this October. Start your journey today at everbank.com/London. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry period from 6/29 to 8/27/26. Get official rules and details at everbank.com/London Rules. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank N.A. Member FDIC.
Tired of changing out bad sod year after year? Get it done right with Roundtree Sod. Big or small, they have it, and always supplied farm fresh. For a lush, legendary green lawn, call 7414-SOD for a free estimate. 7414-SOD.
This is Jeff Middlecoff with Cogent Bank. My associate Ryan Salem and I joined Cogent Bank because we wanted to revolutionize the mortgage business, just like Cogent Bank has revolutionized the banking business. So Ryan Salem and I are able to leverage the power and stability of Cogent Bank to go out and find our clients the best investors, the best products, and the best rates in the entire country for your particular mortgage loan. Of course, you don't have to be a customer at Cogent Bank to take advantage of our mortgage services to buy or refinance your home. We offer jumbo loans, VA, FHA, conventional and investment loans. At Cogent Bank, we offer mortgages nationwide, so we can help you with a second home or help a family member who lives or is moving to another state. Call Ryan Salem or myself, Jeff Middlecoff, at Cogent Bank today, 904-442-9191, to see how we can help you with any of your mortgage loan needs, whatever or wherever they may be.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, Cogent Bank, NMLS ID 402296, Ryan Salem, NMLS ID 1182429, Jeff Middlecoff, NMLS ID 249086.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
It's a Nimnik Tuesday on The Frangie Show. Nimnik, your friends in the car business since 1941.
I thank my friends from Nimnik, the best car dealership around, and been a spokesman for them longer than I can remember, and I'm sure proud to be that. Nimnik Chevrolet's on cast at Nimnik Buick GMC. It's on Phillips Highway. I built my first car there since 1982. My friend Billy Nimnik Jr. got arrested, soul, taught me how to buy a car. I never done it before. And his son Billy the third runs that thing, and they're so involved in sports initiatives in Jacksonville. I don't care what it is. It was a Jacksonville Sports Hall of Fame not long ago. They were the title sponsor of. They're so involved with a lot of the stuff that we're doing at the Bragan Baseball Complex and at Fort Family Regional Park. Some of that to be announced shortly. So we sure do appreciate our friends from Nimnik. They're the best, and we sure appreciate them very, very much. All right, it looks like after all the conversations, I'm now starting to think the Protect College Sports Act is going to go through. There were two very big amendments, Hayes, that they had to make to get the Big Ten and SEC at least listening. One, they said you can't expand. Well, the SEC and the Big Ten weren't going to go for that. They've amended it to super conferences can't expand long as they don't go past 19 teams. Well, what is the SEC 16 now? What's the Big Ten? 16 also? What's the
Big Ten's got to be close to that.
Are they at that already? Are they at that already?
I would think.
It said you can't go bigger than 19 is for whatever reason. That was one of the adjustments. But that would allow the SEC 3 more, which I don't think they're going any bigger than that. So, but that was the one thing that the SEC and the Big Ten didn't like. Don't tell us we can't expand if we want to. So wherever the Big Ten is now, the SEC is at. I know the SEC is at 16.
It looks like the Big Ten's at 18, so
Okay.
they want 19 for Notre Dame.
Okay, so they could go one more for Notre Dame,
Right.
and the SEC could add 3 more. So
You could always tell people to bounce. Too.
Yeah, right. Well, that's right.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know if they're necessarily locked in with Rutgers.
Yeah, good point. So, you can go to 19, and that was one thing the 2 senators who are pitching the Protect College Sports Act agreed to. The other one was you can pool media rights. Greg Sankey told Matt Hayes and me the biggest concern he had was this: you can pool media rights was going to turn into you must pool media rights, and today they changed it to media pooling will definitely be voluntary, and no conference will be made to do it if they don't want to do it. Well, they're never going to do that. I mean, the SEC is never going to pool their rights with the ACC and the Big 12. No, that's never going to happen.
Right.
So that had to be. So
I mean, frankly, it's silly that it even made it onto the paper.
So that now that got knocked out, I do think it's going to pass. And I will tell you, whether we like it or not, the 3 of us I don't think do. I think 24-game playoff for FBS college football will be put in before next season. I'll bet you the 27 season will have a 24-team playoff. It just, even talking to Sankey, when Matt and I had him, it wasn't the same pushback it's been. Well, and I don't know if you heard the interview, Hayes, but the interview was, he said, we have the data that tells us what changes with 16, what the wear and tear on the athlete is, how it affects you academically, what the cost of travel is. We don't yet have the data to tell us what 24 will do. Well, the fact that he said it that way, he didn't say, no, we're never going to 24. He said, we don't yet have the data.
I need the information.
He said, so that told me he's now willing to acquiesce to 24, and he doesn't like the fact that a lot of the coaches said we went to 9 conference games, and you have to play a Power 4 non-conference team, and there's only 12 teams in it. He said, so our coaches are pushing back. So I'll bet you by next year, like it or not, by next year we're at 24.
Yeah, and I think the biggest piece to that, the in terms of the information that Sankey needs, is okay. Well, I'm losing the SEC championship game, which has become an institution in our conference. The rest of you have done it just copycatting us.
Great point.
But for the
point.
SEC, it is part of the heart of the conference. And and it's incredibly lucrative. So if I'm going to not have this game available to me, and I'm not going to have the TV money that it brings in, then you're going to have to show me that I'm making that back and much more
somehow
by giving up our conference title game to make room for a 24-team playoff.
Yeah, that's a great point. And you're right. Tony Petitti pretty much allowed today in his address at the Big Ten Media Days that if we go to 24, they'll do away with their conference championship game. You made the best point of all.
I honestly can't tell you a Big Ten conference championship game that has ever resonated. They couldn't even name their divisions when they first went to this thing. It was legends and leaders, and I mean, it's never resulted in anything meaningful at all. And the ACC one has always been a complete joke.
Right.
And there's one conference that decided to do this and got it right and has had countless phenomenal games.
And as much as that's true, and I agree with every word of that, when Roy Kramer started that thing, it changed college athletics forever. But in my opinion, and this doesn't, I agree with what you said, the SEC championship game is the one that people pay attention to. But for me, even it lost its luster when the divisions went away. The beauty of that SEC championship game was it was Florida, Tennessee, Georgia, Kentucky, Vanderbilt, South Carolina versus Alabama, Auburn, LSU, Arkansas, and I loved it. I loved the East. I thought the East versus West was magical, man. Once that went away and we just picked the teams with the two best records, so it watered it down for me a little bit. But you're right. That's one of the things Sankey needs answered among the other questions. But I think we're going to 24. So that's my opinion. And I think we can go to 24 as early as next year. I think they've got to vote on it soon. If we do, and I was looking at this today, JJ, I think you read this at one point. The one of y'all read this. If we go to 24, that means 8 buys, right? It's got to. It's got for the numbers to add up.
Yep.
It's got to be 8 buys.
Mm-hmm.
So after the first week, you have 16 teams. So you have the 16-team playoff 1 week later, and then one plays 16 all the way through. Do you think you're good at this, Hayes? You're better at this than I am. Do you think it'll be if they do it that way? So there's 24 teams. So there's the top 8 get buys. So to get it to 16, that makes the math work. Do you think it'll be a bracket like the NCAA basketball tournament, or it will be a reseed after we get to 16 like the NFL? What do you think they will do?
It's a great question. I think they should reseed, but I don't.
So one should really play.
I've always heard they're obsessed with the bracket.
Me
Matt
too.
Hayes has always been adamant that the college football playoff is obsessed with the bracket because they see what it's done for basketball tournament.
I can see that.
And they think somehow that we're going to have an office pool to like Virginia versus Alabama. Like, no, we're not.
And they stick with the bracket. I was going to say, I would reseed, but I think they're going to stick with the bracket because they do it in baseball.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, talk about not needing a bracket.
Exactly.
And, so the fact that they are so loyal to it in baseball probably tells you it'll be a bracket, but I think that's a mistake.
So we're going to, and me too. Logic says the number 1 team in the country should play the weakest of the 16
I don't
teams.
need a Cinderella story. I don't need the 14th ranked team playing the 22nd ranked team. I don't need that.
But if it's going to be a bracket, if it's so the question then, because I do think that's where we're going to land. All right. So if that's where we're headed and where we're going to head, I do wonder I really now wonder what the calendar looks like. Let's say if the championship games go away, do those first 16 teams play that weekend?
I think they move the regular season a week up.
Okay,
and then they just play through December.
And you know what? You're right.
Off.
They have talked about but here's what's funny: they could move the regular season up, but I still don't think Thanksgiving's a playoff weekend. I think Thanksgiving is going to be.
That'll be like the end of the regular season.
And then December 4th or whatever.
So the SEC championship weekend now becomes week 1 of the playoff. That's when the 16 teams play,
probably,
which would mean December 11th. You have your now the buys are over 1 through 16 play, which means December 18th you're down to 8, and then I'm assuming. I think that's how they'll do it.
Yeah,
and then around
by January 1st you're having the title game
about New Year's Day or the week out or the week after.
If they take a week off in between.
Hayes, I think that's where we're going to land.
Well, yeah, I would agree.
That looks like where we're headed.
Everybody, Greg Sankey's about the only resistance to this.
That's right.
I commend him for it.
And
I think it's going to be a debacle.
And every fan.
But we have no power.
Yeah, right. But of the movers and shakers in the industry, Sankey's really the only one. And to your point, even in his own conference, he's a little bit of a man without a country because the coaches, they look at that as we want 24 teams. I'm going to keep my job. If we were 8-4, but we're the 23rd seed, I'm probably not getting fired. And so I commend Greg Sankey for sticking with it. But I would agree with you. It's been interesting to see his demeanor on it change from we absolutely are not doing this to, well, now I just need more information.
Right. And again, that was to me and Matt. That was to Matt and me sitting right across from us saying, listen, I don't have the information on 24. I have the research. So he used the word research. I've got the research on what a 16-team tournament playoff system will do from an academic standpoint, class time missed, wear and tear on the bodies, cost of travel. I don't have that yet. So when
he put up a good 2-month fight.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. But once he said, correct. But once he said that, it looked like that's where it was going to go. All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care. Official dental partner of the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp.
Looking for a real career with great pay and full benefits? Prosser here for Julington Creek Pest Control. As a growing, family-owned company that cares about its employees, they're hiring lawn technicians in the Jacksonville area. No experience required. This is a salaried position with top industry pay. Full benefits, a 401k match, and paid training. Apply today at JulingtonCreekPestControl.com. Julington Creek Pest Control, our family serving yours since 1984.
Equal opportunity employer. Hurricane season is here, and now is the time to make sure your property is ready. Weak, damaged, or overgrown trees can become a serious hazard when storms move in. Trust the experts at Lucas Tree Service with over 45 years of experience for professional tree trimming, removal, and storm preparation. Don't wait until a storm is on its way. Schedule your tree assessment today at lucastreeservice.com.
Frank Frangie here. 0% financing is back at Nimnick Chevrolet, but don't expect it to last. This is one of Chevrolet's most popular offers, and right now qualified buyers can get 0% financing for 60 months on select Chevy Silverado 1500 trucks and Chevy Equinox SUVs. Take it from me, I know it. Nimnick is the best place to get cars and trucks. They treat you right. Visit nimnickchevy.com or head to Nimnick today. Where do you get the best prices and the best financing? That's easy. Nobody but Nimnick.
This is Mark Nato. My son Justin injured his hand playing baseball for JU. Southeast orthopedic specialists performed surgery just a few days later, and within 5 weeks, he was cleared to play in the ASUN baseball tournament. Our family has trusted Southeast orthopedic specialists for years. For any orthopedic injury, let Southeast orthopedic specialists take care of you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast orthopedic specialists.
Hey friends, Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Have you ever stored a gallon of leftover paint, opened the can years later, and it's rusty, crusty, and unusable? Next time, secure the lid tightly to ensure no leaks and store the can upside down. Oxygen can't get to it, therefore no rust and no crust. If you'd like more tips or have a question about a project, we'd love to help. Go to performance-painting.com. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
Performance painting.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $4,000 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Kicking here, or maybe you should call me Dreamfinders Danny. Look what Dreamfinders is doing again, an amazing 4.99% fixed interest rate. Now's your chance to lock down the rate and get in the game. You heard me right, a 4.99 fixed interest rate on select move-in ready homes. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for sales event information and get in the game. Interest rate available on select move-in ready homes. Restrictions and limitations apply. Go to dreamfindershomes.com for more details.
Hey, it's Travis from Cannons of Jacks. Thank you for trusting us for 55 years of custom welding fabrication and vehicle towing accessories. When you need a trailer hitch for the family car, a gooseneck for the company truck, or even RV towing options, call us at Cannons. We can do a bumper hitch, fifth wheel hitch, anything for safe, reliable towing. Come to Cannons of Jacks, where service is our #1 priority and we treat our customers as we like to be treated. Check us out online, cannonsofjacks.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
All right, the golden moment today, well, that was easy. We went through the Jaguar pre-camp primer for you as we get ready for training camp tomorrow. I am excited about it. It starts at 8:30. I hope you have your tickets. You can go. It doesn't cost anything. You just have to register with the Jaguars, and we hope you're going. It's going to be a special season. It's going to be a special day. I can't wait to get out there tomorrow. I'll tell you this. I've talked to more members of the media, the typical cynical, negative, media. I think everybody's excited about going out there. Everyone you talk to is excited about going out there. So I'm looking forward to starts at 8:30. Shorter practice tomorrow. 8:30 they'll be at least out there stretching, done by 10 tomorrow. Then they go to 10:15 on Thursday to 10:30 on Friday. They take Saturday off and then back on the field on Sunday. I think they hit on Monday. I want to say they hit Monday.
That sounds right. That would be the 5th practice.
Yeah, I think they hit. So,
yeah,
but
and that's a little shorter. That's 8:30 to 10:10 at least right now,
so,
according to the schedule. So usually, when they go pads, they cut it by about 20 minutes to get them inside.
But I do know it's 8:30 to 10 tomorrow, 8:30 to 10:15 on Thursday, 8:30 to 10:30 on Friday, and then they take Saturday off. And I'm really looking forward to it. So it's exciting times coming up. I watched The Hawk. I watched episode 2. I'm trying Will Ferrell's golf. Have you watched it yet, JJ?
No, I haven't. I've been on strictly baby duty.
You've had other things to do.
I did watch Widow's Bay in full, and my wife is obsessed with a show right now called Married at First Sight, which is arguably the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Do you know the premise of this?
I have no idea.
No.
People fill out a questionnaire, and they have never seen each other or met each other. They want to get married. They have people pair them together, and these people were married. It's outrageous.
Is that
but
like,
anyway,
90 Day Fiance makes its way to my house?
This is worse than that.
Okay,
this is crazy.
Because 90 Day Fiance, my wife watches it. It's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
At least that is a person trying to get into this country.
Right.
So you understand one person.
Yeah.
This is just two batty people. Americans.
But I've watched The Hawk. I didn't love it. I'm 2 episodes in. It's just okay.
We watched another one last night, so we're probably like 6 or 7 in,
so
and we liked it.
I'm gonna watch tonight. But we buried the lead on this. Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
Next week. Ted Lasso.
Here we go. Season 4.
Okay.
So, yeah. Ted, and it's totally different.
Yeah.
And I don't want to. Is it widely known? He's coaching a girls team now. It's a women's team now.
Yeah, they haven't released anything.
Yeah, but
more than just the general.
Yeah, but
idea.
but Rebecca's back. My favorite guy in the show, Roy's back.
Yeah.
Ted's back.
If you like Rebecca, we're watching a show called Ride or Die. And it's her and Olivia Spencer, I think, is the other actress.
Okay.
It's good. And
Octavia Spencer? No.
Octavia Spencer.
Yeah, okay.
And Rebecca, whose real name is what? Hannah something?
Hannah Waddingham.
Yes, okay. So she plays this assassin.
Really?
It's really good.
Oh, I'd love to see her as an assassin.
You may want to watch Ride or Die.
I love her.
Yeah.
What's it called? Ride or Die?
It's on Amazon. Yeah, Amazon.
Okay. Yes.
So give it a look.
Yeah. There's nothing better than a woman assassin.
She's good in this.
Okay.
Yeah. Like she's.
It's
very believable.
Angie Harmon.
I've always said if I wanted to be killed, it would be by a woman.
Yeah.
assassin.
Yes. Well, Angie Harmon was the hit. What movie was she in? There's a 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 episode thing that Angie Harmon was in recently, where she's a hit woman. It's
I'm not sure.
Yeah, what was it? She was a hit woman. She was a hit.
Buried in Barstow.
Yeah, that was it. She's a rehabilitated hit woman. It's phenomenal. You give me a good listen. You give me a good hit woman.
Yeah,
I'm having a good day.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, then you'll like Ride or we've only watched like 3 or 4 of those, but it's good.
Okay, so
a single mother and former hit woman's dark past keeps coming back to haunt her, despite her desire for a quiet life.
That's Angie Harmon. That's it.
You can't get away from your past, man.
But yeah, I can't wait for Ted Lasso.
Yeah,
I'm
the same here. And you know what? People say, "Well, there's no way it can."
Yeah.
That's fine,
and I sort of agree with that. But I'm still glad
I'm the same way.
I'm still glad they did it.
It was. I don't know, and we're not a big streaming watch this 8-9 part series family. We're not. I know everybody. We're the only people in the world that don't do it. We just don't. It's just for whatever reason, it just never happened for us. But I don't know that I ever remember watching a series as much as I enjoyed Ted Lasso.
It was fantastic.
I don't know that I ever enjoyed how uplifting, how funny, how just magnificent it was.
Yeah.
It was one of the best things I've ever in my lifetime.
I mean, we loved it so much. We drove probably 50 minutes out into the country to go visit where they filmed it and everything, and it was awesome.
JJ, we actually went to Richmond.
Yeah.
When we were in London, We all went to Richmond.
Wow.
And we
so
hung
it is a real place.
It's a real place.
Okay.
You watched it, right?
I've never seen it.
Oh, you never saw it? Okay. Well, Ted Lasso.
I knew that Richmond just because Lauren Brooks has the scarf over her.
Well,
cubicle.
the bar where they all were, we went to the bar.
Yeah.
Nice.
We really,
and you could like walk down the alley where he lives.
Yeah.
Now, is there other people like you guys?
Oh, yeah.
The place was packed.
Yeah.
It became a tourist destination.
Yeah, they've done a good job of making sure you know this is where.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Come over here,
but it was fantastic.
It was great.
So I can't wait to watch this. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back, wrap the program, and say hello to Rick Ballou.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
On Monday, the Philadelphia 76ers officially introducing LeBron James, getting a 2-year deal worth $8 million. James will be joining his 4th team in his 24th year in the NBA, joining Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, and newly acquired Jaylen Brown. The Sixers are plus 950 to win the NBA Finals this upcoming season, behind the San Antonio Spurs, who are favored at plus 250, the Oklahoma City Thunder at plus 260, and the New York Knicks, the defending champions, at plus 900. The Sixers are plus 360 to capture the Eastern Conference Finals. The Knicks are favored to win the conference at plus 330.
Progressive helping veterans drive their lives forward. More info, keysofprogress.com.
I'm Tony Desiri with your Visa in Action update on 1010XL.
Hey, it's Tony from Tony D's New York Pizza. If dinner seems expensive, come grab a pizza that's hot, fresh, and affordable. Feed the whole family without spending a ton. Tony D's New York Pizza. Easy, quick, and always a good call.
Lauren Brooks here. If you're like most of us at 1010XL, you have a long list of things you want to get done around the house before football season begins. Do yourself a favor and make an appointment today to check out Closets by Design's new showroom on Phillips Highway, especially the incredible garage. Closets by Design can help turn any garage into a custom organized space. Call 904-878-9393 to schedule your free in-home design consultation and get 40% off plus an additional 15% off and free installation, or online closetsbydesign.com.
Frank Frangie here from my friend and insurance agent Craig Dewhurst. Craig has been helping families on the First Coast with their insurance needs for 25 years as your good neighbor and local State Farm agent. Now's a great time to review your insurance policies, whether you need auto, homeowners, or renter's insurance, or insurance for your golf cart, boat, or jet skis. Craig handles all of my family's insurance needs, and even better, he gives back to the community. Call Craig today at 904-940-9740. That's 904-940-9740.
Turn up the shine with the Gate Express Car Wash Sizzlin' Summer Sale. Buy one graphene wash and get a second one for just $10. That's a $20 savings. Visit your nearest Gate Express Car Wash today.
Your AC's broke, it ain't no joke. Call Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. FloridaHomeAC.com.
Hey, I'm Matt Lennon with AB Signs. If you own a business but your vehicle, your storefront, or job sites aren't promoting that name, who's getting your next customer? At AB Signs, we'll help your business stand out with custom vehicle graphics, signs, banners, and decals. Whether you're starting new or upgrading your image, we'll make sure your business gets noticed. Before you order from an online merchant, call local. Call Matt at AB Signs, and let's put your business to work.
I'm Alan Tyre with Trust Line Mortgage. My business partners Bill Pappas and Ken Rimley want to thank all the top real estate agents and builders who refer us business every day. Thinking about buying or building a new home? At Trust Line Mortgage, we're here to make the mortgage process simple, clear, and stress-free. That's why First Coast residents have trusted us for more than 37 years. Since 1989, Trust Line Mortgage has been your local mortgage company dedicated to personal service. Real people, real conversations, and real solutions. Whether you're looking for a conventional, VA, FHA, or construction loan, Trust Line Mortgage brings over 4 decades of experience to help you. And did I mention we offer the most competitive jumbo rates in Florida? If you're ready to buy, build, refinance, or simply explore your options, call Trust Line Mortgage today at 904-381-LOAN or visit our website at trustlinemortgage.com. Trust your instincts and follow the line to Trust Line Mortgage.
Trustline Mortgage, NMLS 331480. Alan Tyre, NMLS 246490. Bill Pappas, NMLS 218443. Ken Remley, NMLS 246445.
What's up, guys? It's official. The Dude Perfect Squad Games Tour is coming to a city near you. 22 cities across the U.S.,
including yours. Sunday, August 2nd in Jacksonville, Florida at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena.
Brand new tour, brand new battle, bigger and better than ever.
Dude Perfect in Jacksonville on August 2nd.
Squad Games is officially coming into arenas.
Tickets and information at dudeperfect.com/tour.
The two best words in sports, Game 7.
If your ride is making strange noises, don't wait and make it work. Come to Action Transmission on Merrill Road. My expert technicians can diagnose the problem and likely fix it fast. Experience the difference at Action Transmission on Merrill Road.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Nimnick Tuesday on The Frangie Show. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941.
Thank you, my friends from the Nimnick family dealership. Nimnick Chevrolet is on Caston Avenue. Nimnick Buick GMC is located on Phillips Highway. They're just the best. If you're buying a car around here, if you want to know who's involved in sports around here, if you want who's involved and committed to this community around here, it's my friends at the Nimnick family of dealerships. Nimnick Chevrolet on Caston, Nimnick Buick GMC on Phillips Highway. They're just the best. Nobody but Nimnick. Nobody treats you the way my friends do from Nimnick. All right, it's time. It's time we get out of here. The next time we do this talk show, we'll have seen a practice. I'm going to say hello to my good friend from Massachusetts, Rick Ballou.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnick. Nimnick Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnick Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Concord, Massachusetts.
Concord. Yep. West Concord.
Not Concord, New Hampshire. You corrected me on that years ago one time.
West Concord. You know what happened in West Concord back in 1776?
I don't.
Paul freaking Revere came barreling down the road.
Did you know that, Carline? You didn't know that, did you?
Went over the old North Bridge.
Yeah.
He said something along the lines of the British are coming.
Is that what he
British
said?
are coming.
How about
Yeah.
that? Well, just as important in American history as that is when Matt Bonner played for the Gators, and I thought he was from Concord, Mass. Ballou corrected me. It was Concord, New Hampshire. You didn't know that, did you? So, Carl, that's what you're getting here.
I mean, I'm learning a lot.
Okay,
in
that's
these
what
90 seconds.
How many times you get Paul Revere and Matt Bonner in the same conversation? You don't get that very often, do you?
No doubt.
You're all shaved. I mean, you're cleaned up.
Ready.
You're cleaned up. You're looking all sharp. I mean, your hair's combed. I mean, you're ready for practice, aren't you?
It's a great feeling. It's like a feeling of a firstborn on the night before camp. I mean, this is just absolutely what it's all about. And I've dismissed it. I've enjoyed each and every moment, but I'm ready. And I'm going to wake up early in the morning and I'm going to complain and say, what in the hell am I doing up at 6:45? No one gets up at 6:45. Drink a bunch of coffee, and by the time I get to the Miller Electric Center, I'm going to be ready to go.
Oh, he'll be in that truck. He'll have the little credential on. He'll be all happy. He'll look in the mirror, make sure his hair is good. Ballou's ready. It's absolutely ready. What are you most excited about watching? What do you want to watch? What do you watch when you get there? When you walk out, when you get out of that big black truck, what are you going to look at?
I love speed.
Yeah?
I do. And, some guys that, frankly, we didn't get an opportunity to see all that much a year ago. A guy like Caleb Ransaw ran a 4.33 at the Combine. The whole thing with Tootin and everything that they've been talking about. I mean, this guy's a straight line runner. Again, ran a 4.32.
Yeah.
You're trying to put together, maybe tendencies or trends in what to look for very early with this new brass. And I thought the 2025 draft class was all about speed. And we don't know enough yet until pads go on about this year's draft class. But that's what I'm looking for. And as we already talked about, I mean, they're going to be so far ahead, in my opinion, in this training camp than they were one season ago.
No question. Tonight?
All of that. Ryan O'Halloran is 6:36. I like what Ryan wrote today, his conversation with Cohen on how that relationship has really matured, really changed in just 1 year. So I think that's a big part of it all. We'll get into that, plus everything else that is Jaguars football.
All right. Rick Ballou goes into the night on the eve of training camp. We'll be out there tomorrow, Hayes, and we'll be on tomorrow to talk all about everything we saw. Brett Hastings, by the way, is going to stop by for a little bit tomorrow to talk all about the Kyle Shanahan thing and cause and effect of who's at fault and what that means in car accidents. So it'll be really good stuff. But mostly Jaguar talk tomorrow. We're looking forward to training camp. Hope you're going to see you out there. Rick Ballou's next. This is 1010XL at 92.5 FM.
Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than